You know, she's not here, so I can say this. Rented it to another. Like, all we're gonna have is thrift stores in this town. There has to be a limit. And then, isn't there a sign ordinance? Any kind of a sign ordinance for the signs that can go on the store? Got some temporary handwritten, it looks like crap.
They're supposed to.
Brian, are you still eating the chili verde? I know. I haven't eaten mine yet, but. Oh, I know. I
When I get
tell.
home, I'll have it.
Okay, that's good.
I hope they didn't scrape the part.
We finally got a bunch of beans in and we were really rolling, you know, once we had those beans, it's terrible, terrible to run out of something. Anyway.
Did they get busy?
It got busy, yeah,
I wasn't expecting line right away when I got there. I wasn't expecting the line, that's why I went early.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Okay. Every year we do this, we get a line all the way out the door and we're just like packaging. Yes, last year we ran out of rice. Okay. So no, we've never run out of that. But I'll tell you, one year we ran out of dinner, or the total chili verde. We had sold it all.
Oh.
And then we had people coming up. Well, we always sell 500 tickets. So we know we're going to have to make at least that much. And, but sometimes we get more people that buy at the door than we expect. And that's what happened one year. We had like almost 100 extra people that bought at the door. So it was like 600 dinners and we were only prepared for 500. And we ended up making like 550, 570. And then it was like, okay, we've just scraped the pots dry, you know? But we gave people their money back and, you know. Yeah, I know. They could have made that, you know. We had all the walks there. They make the chili verde in those big, huge walks. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, that. Yeah, it's a good turnout. Real good, real good. So. I know, get some wine. Hi, how you doing, Ramsa?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's watermelon slushy. So it's just basically they put the watermelon in the blender, they blend it, they put them in bottles and they put them in the freezer. The summer instead of
Where'd you get that?
Costco.
Okay. Costco has.
Yeah. Every year they bring, sometimes they bring them just as a juice, sometimes as like. Either way, they're awesome because then you don't have to. With all the colors that's in it.
Yeah, that sounds real good. Yeah, exactly.
What's she doing?
She's intern. Love her. They're like, oh my God, you're one of the small.
They're so nice there.
They are.
Really nice.
She loves it. She's learning something new all the time. Want to run big.
For your daughter. Oh, that.
Might
Oh,
not be.
okay.
I just want to, I want there. Guy is over there, he tells.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
that's
been-
fine.
Because no, I was, gloves, we were doing that today anyway, so,
That's cool.
and so I,
Transferring to.
oh,
It could have been if they sold.
yes,
It's a
okay.
big
Pe-
deal.
People, you know. And, so. We ended up overselling because of the people that bought at the door, and then the last ones we actually. But, you know.
That's crazy. She's like, I'm all clubbed out.
Yeah, I know, I
I
know.
was the very first president. I
Yeah,
was their very first president.
trying to keep our membership up too. I don't know, they get excited and then they join and then they. Is it time?
It's time. Okay. Call the regular meeting of the City of Selma Planning Commission to order at 6:00 PM. That the City of Selma Council Chamber, 1710 Tucker Street, Selma, California, 93662. Teleconference phone number 301-715-8592. Webinar ID 883-1804-9306. When on the phone, if you wish to address the Planning Commission during the public comment portion of the agenda, press *9 and raise your hand, and we will select you from the meeting queue. Press *6 to unmute and mute yourself. We'll have our flag salute. Commissioner Corey. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Roll call.
Commissioner Corey,
Here.
Commissioner Franco,
Here.
Commissioner Garcia, not showed up yet. Commissioner Stanridge,
Here.
Commissioner Kessler, Commissioner Ramirez,
Here.
and Chair Salas.
Here. Okay, potential conflict of interest. Any commissioner who has a potential conflict of interest may now identify the item and recuse themselves from discussing and voting on the matter. Does anyone have a conflict of interest? No one? Okay. Oral communications, notice to the public. At this time, any member of the public may address the commission regarding any item over which the commission has jurisdiction. No action or discussion will take place on any item not on the agenda. Issues raised will be referred to the chairperson for review. Members of the public shall limit their remarks to 3 minutes. Does anyone want to address the commission on anything that is not on the agenda tonight? No oral communication. Okay. Consent calendar. All items under consent calendar are considered routine. The complete consent calendar will be enacted by one motion for roll call vote. For purposes of discussion, any commissioner may have an item removed from the consent calendar and made part of the regular agenda. The commission can then approve the remainder of the consent calendar. We have one item on the consent calendar is consideration and necessary action on the minutes of the April 10th, 2025 meeting. Any discussion or motion?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Commissioner Kessler, Commissioner Corey,
Yes.
Commissioner Franco,
Yes.
Commissioner Standridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Chair Salas.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item is a public hearing. It's conditional use permit CUP Plan 2521 to establish a new thrift store retail business reselling vintage and new clothing. The project does not propose a physical expansion of the existing structure, nor does it require an increase in the number of available off-street parking. The proposed business, My Vintage and Thrift, is part of an existing commercial lot within the Central Business District. The project will also include the approval of a notice of exemption in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. The project is located on the southwest corner of First and High Street, 1971 High Street, Selma, California. During the public hearing, I will first ask for staff's comments and reports on the item being discussed. After staff's presentation, I will then open the hearing to public testimony. I will then close the public hearing, at which time no member of the public shall address the commission unless specifically asked by a member of the commission through the chair. The Planning Commission will then discuss the matter amongst themselves and take action on the item being considered. Staff report, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Kamar Biwogi, City Planner for the City of Selma. This is Plan 25-21, a conditional use permit and a notice of exemption for a thrift store. Okay, so on April 25th, 2025, the applicant applied for a business license. This application was subsequently denied by the Planning Division as retail establishments that include resales of used goods require removal or require approval of a conditional use permit per section 11-2.4 subsection C of the municipal code. And this project or this development is within the CBD zone district. This is what triggers the conditional use permit. The proposed store will serve local residents in need by offering affordable, lightly used clothing and items. The retail space was previously occupied by a boutique retail business. The project is located on the west side of High Street, south of First Street, 1971 High in Selma. Attaches the area location. Per the development, there is a CEQA exemption, 15301 existing facilities exemption. Okay, so the previous facility use was a retail facility, so that means there is no change of occupancy required for this specific development. The property's zone district is consistent with the existing general plan and land use designations, and planning has added this to their conditions of approval that a no dumping sign shall be posted on the front and rear portions of the property, or front and side rear portions of the property, prior to any certificate of occupancy or approval or business license approval rather. And then all donations shall be handled and accepted by accessing the front entrance of the building. No exchange or donation shall take place in the rear portions of a property. Staff recommends approval of Planning Commission, or sorry, Plan 25-21, conditions of approval and notice of exemption. And we are open for any questions.
This is a public hearing. We will open the public hearing portion of the meeting now. If anyone has anything for or against the proposal, they can please come up to the podium, state your name and address. Thank you.
Last time. Thank you. My name is Isabel Vargas. I'm the owner of my Vintage and Thrift Boutique. I'm really excited about it. But just to clarify, I am a buyer. And so most of my clothing, pretty much all of it is because I buy. And so I handpick and select everything really high quality. But, but I'm offering it at an affordable price, to our community. So I'm really excited about that. As far as the no dumping signs, I will have, what is required of me. But I am not accepting donations. I will not be. If I do, on occasion, it will be by appointment only, just to let you know, because I like to handpick everything like I mentioned earlier. But I'm excited about it, and I just thank you for the opportunity. But I did want to clarify that I'm with you when it says no dumping. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to come forward?
Stella Ramirez, I'm in California. As I mentioned before with the other thrift store that was gonna open up, I'm all for these thrift stores because like I mentioned before, prices have gone up substantially, the cost of living. And I think that this is great for families to be able to have that option, if they, can't buy new clothes. So I think this is good for them. If it's clothes or if it's antiques or what have you, I think it's a good idea. And again, it'll open up another business downtown. And I'm all for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, at this time, we'll close the public hearing. And, oh, I'm sorry. Is there anyone online? Thank you. Anyone online? Miriam?
No one's on the line.
All right,
Mayor
we'll
Salas.
close the public hearing and bring it back to staff for discussion. Does anyone on staff or anyone on the commission have any questions?
I have a few questions. What are the ages for your clothing?
So the majority of the clothing is going to be for women, handbags, a lot of business attire, day to day, your regular jeans with nice, blouses or whatnot. Like I said, a lot of business attire, cocktail dresses, and so forth. The ages, maybe teenagers on up, maybe for the women. I will have some clothing for children. I understand we already have a children's clothing, so I won't gear myself to, if I do go that way, it'll probably be like maybe teenagers, maybe, I don't know, sizes 6 and up, maybe. We'll see. But I am definitely for the family, but the majority of it is going to be to it's going to be for women.
Mostly women. Okay. Do you plan on the future like opening it up for maybe possibly men?
Not sure at this time. Like I said, maybe boys, teenagers, maybe high school age. That's something that I may look into. I've already been asked, by some of the women, because when they go vintage in shopping and they love to take their husbands. So
Yeah.
that is an opportunity, an open thing for me to think about.
Will you be selling anything besides clothes?
No, just pretty much clothing. Well, the antiques also, the vintage antiques. I have really nice housewares. I have a corner that is houseware and a lot of china, a lot of nice crystal, those kind of items. Maybe some accent chairs, not a whole lot of it. So I only have maybe one corner of the store. But I think that it would be of a benefit to the women. I know we love to, when we go shopping, we just love those things. But it's nice things, yeah.
I have a question about what will your hours of operation be and how many days a week will you be open?
Okay, so the hours of operation that I'm thinking of right now, um, I'll get there maybe at 8:30, but I'm thinking between 8:30 to 5. It may differ, maybe depending on the traction. If there's enough need for it, then I might stay within those times frames, 8:30. If not, maybe 9 or 10 to 5, just depending. Yeah, I'll see what we need.
If you close at 5, don't you lose the opportunity for people getting off work to want to stop
I
by?
totally agree, and I have been asked that. Like I said, if there is a need, then we will probably extend those hours. But we'll be open Saturdays. I'm excited about Saturdays.
So you'll be
also.
closed Sunday.
Yes, definitely. That's my church day.
I have another question
Yes.
on your sign that's up there right now.
Hmm.
It looks like it's handmade.
It is. That's what happens when you have family. Bless her heart, my niece did a wonderful job. There wasn't that much light out there, so she will be fixing that. Um,
Will you
pretty
have a
soon.
professional sign made?
Pretty much, yes. She's going to go over that. If it's not what, then because she's a perfectionist and so am I when it comes to stuff like that. If not, then I definitely will.
But-
I haven't looked at it today, but because we were there last night doing some last minute touches, but I haven't been there to look at it today. But definitely, yes, of course, I will. I
Kamara,
want it to
Are
look.
there
do we
requirements?
have a sign ordinance for the businesses in Selma? Is there an
Yes.
ordinance?
And I don't know if we're discussing with the public or if we're having comments back to staff, but in regards to that, in the conditions of approval that's tied to the project, there is item 10 or condition 10 states that all new signage, including on-building freestanding and freeway signs, which that one apply to this, must be reviewed by a separate sign permit. So any additional signs, that would be the case.
Okay.
We are aware, and we did see
Yes.
the existing sign.
Yes.
We assume, of course, it would be temporary, but if
Yes.
it is there for an extended period of time, it would be a code enforcement issue that we would have to go out and remove the sign
Right.
and essentially be a courtesy notice letting you know that
Right.
the proper sign would need to be reviewed and submitted. The sign permit would need to be applied for, and we would make sure that that wall sign fits within the requirements
Right.
of our zone district and for your those requirements, since you are a single tenant commercial all wall signs. I believe it's 2 square feet per linear foot of the building frontage. So that
Got-
process will be established.
Right. So I will definitely take care of that like ASAP. And yeah, and pretty much the signs that were there already, we just kind of painted over. So I will definitely get in contact with somebody and have that fixed ASAP. I appreciate that.
Just real quickly, but Commissioner Steinrich has a point, especially right now that we're having all these events downtown.
Right.
You want to take advantage of that and open up a little bit, later and close a little bit later like that.
Right.
People that are coming to downtown, they can visit your store and have more success.
I am so open to that. Thank you.
Kamara, do we have anything regulating the number of thrift stores in a certain area? Because we, again, Lovely Little Things just opened up. She's just a couple doors down from Lovely Little Things. We have 2 doors down, the people who have their consignment, all that used stuff there. And then around the corner, we have another antique kind of, yeah. And then just down the street from that is another thrift store also. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a regular little thrift store. So do we have any regulations on the number in a specific square foot area?
No. So short answer is no. This honestly is the closest that we can have for any type of regulation for a thrift store, because a thrift store in our ordinance requires a conditional use permit. So it is up to you guys to look and review in totality of, or comprehensively rather, if a thrift store works in this area. Are there any other existing thrift stores? Do we want that type of facility in this specific area? It's common in downtown uses, resale stores. It's very common to have a lot of them, and we don't have a specific number. And the closest thing, like I said, if this was any other use that was already a by right use, this wouldn't even be an item. But because it is, this is your guys' option to either enforce some type of um, enforce a requirement, but like I said, look at it comprehensively to see, okay, this is a store, this is a thrift store, and there happens to already be another thrift store. You guys have the opportunity to approve or deny uh, the um, the establishment of the store, rather if it was any other by right use in a commercial zone district. So, short answer is no. There's not an actual number or a unit count, but like I said, this is a conditional use permit, and it's required to have approval by the governing body.
You are more than welcome as well to look on Facebook, My Vintage and Thrift. You can see the inside the store. You can see how beautifully it is, and it's probably a lot more beautiful than some of the actual real stores that sell just new retail. It's just, it's very well put together. If that's something extra too that you guys would want to do.
Actually, that was one of my questions, but you answered it in the beginning because I was gonna ask you what makes your thrift store different from the others. You know, because we just passed one, a month ago, Lovely Little Things, but that mainly focuses on children, and yours focuses on women.
It does.
So it's different.
It
You know,
is
we have a
different.
variety of things.
Right.
So oh, no, it's okay. No, because, maybe we can, like Kamar says, we can limit of, certain items. We already have two of clothing, something different. You know what I mean? Like, that's not all too much of one thing.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I was very, I've been thoughtful about others as well too. Because my neighbors, they're basically like a beads, store, and that is what they specialize in. They do have some, gently used clothes in the back, but the majority of what they do is they create, beautiful jewelry and stuff like that. Um, and then the next store is when they have the consignment where each have, but my store is different where it's more like a boutique.
Right.
It's more like a women's boutique.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we want any business that comes to Selma to be successful,
Right.
no matter what it is. But if you have too much of one thing, it's going to take away from that certain,
Yeah.
store.
Right. You
So
will find that it is.
you have to find that
yeah,
balance.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else have questions for staff? Oh. Okay. Okay. Entertain a motion at this time?
I'll make a motion to approve on the condition that obviously you satisfy all the conditions in the conditional use permit.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Roll call?
Commissioner Franco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler, Commissioner Corey,
Yes.
Commissioner Sandridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Chair Salas.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Good luck. And that's the only item on the agenda today. Is there anything else the staff needs to share with us tonight?
No, nothing in particular. Thank you for working with us right now. Most of our team is not here. But for July's PC, we do have a potential item coming in. So far, just one. It's a northern annexation item for multiple parcels north of Dinuba. So you guys will be seeing that if the applicant does everything they need to do and pays the proper fees for us to package and route those materials to internal and external agencies, you guys will be able to see that hopefully July for July PC, so we can take that to city council. It's just an annexation of parcels. There's no development tied to those annexations. That's going to be later down the line, but it's still proper steps. Proper steps need to be made. So this annexation will go to planning commission, go to city council, and then if approved, then they'll start the process with LAFCO for annexing those parcels north of Dinuba. And you guys will see the designations. So far, this development or this annexation is complying with the existing general plan designation. So there's no rezones or general plan. So no EIR and extensive CEQA analysis is required. We are planning on using a 15.18.3 exemption for CEQA, since those parcels have already been analyzed in our general plan EIR, those parcels rather. So it should be a straightforward, but that's something to
That on
look
the 25th.
on the 25th, I believe. So let me double check. 28th of July.
Oh yeah, why did I say that?
Kamara, that
Thanks.
corner, the northwest corner that's right on Dinuba and McCall, that's already in the process of being annexed, isn't it?
That's in the city.
That's in the city.
Well,
No.
that's
The left one?
the July meeting to discuss.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're
Yeah,
jumping
number 10.
in
Yeah.
north.
Yeah, that's what the whole purpose of July meeting is to talk about all
But
the.
yeah, that wasn't city.
What did you see? You said, was it
Correct, correct.
McCall and Dinuba, you said?
McCall and Dinuba, the northwest.
West.
corner.
Northwest, yeah. So all I can say is that parcel is not within the city limits of Selma right now.
It's
Oh,
for all the
they were
vendors
working
of
on
the,
it though, weren't
instead of
they?
all the
That
food vendors.
is
that-
one, I
Yeah.
believe
that
that is one of the
county.
parcels that is going to
Ask them
be
to leave now. They're
within
starting
that
to
northern
back up.
annexation.
Oh, the one that you're talking about?
The one that you just asked for in the northwest corner of Dinuba McCall. Yes.
That's part of what you're gonna bring next month?
That is, so there's a compilation or there is a large amount of parcels that are included in this north annexation. That is one of the parcels.
Okay,
And you guys will see a map showing all the parcels
Yeah.
that are going to be.
So that includes the
That
lot
corner.
for residential development as well, correct?
All I can say is that it's a medium density general, or
Right.
has a general plan for medium density.
Medium
So
density.
yes, it's proposed. If any development is proposed, it would be most likely a residential development that would have to meet that density requirement
Okay.
for medium density.
I just had a question. I think we seem to have several commissioners talking about something not on the agenda that's coming to the agenda. So I wonder if I was gonna ask our attorney, do we need to just wait for July to continue that discussion?
yes.
Okay. Well, I just don't want
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
we're not
any
gonna-
of us here in trouble, that's all.
This is just.
Okay,
we're
Be
just-
careful to answer and just as general as possible.
okay. And then the other question I have is, I notice, don't we normally do our reorganization in June, or is that in
It-
July that we do
It's
that?
in July.
In July?
It's in July because my term is up on the 30th.
Oh, okay, we just
And-
made it.
Greg's was up on the 30th. Greg was reappointed. I was not reappointed to
Yeah.
the planning commission. So this is my last planning commission meeting, gang.
Okay,
So.
well, that answered that question,
Then
if she's
I'll-
correct.
I don't know who it is.
That is all staff has for the commission.
Okay. And Kumar, real quick, I believe there's a Brown Act meeting on the 23rd.
There is
That
a
is-
Brown, on the
25th, sorry.
25th, there is a Brown Act and ethics training class that will be, yeah.
Just really quickly, I won't be
9 to
able
12.
Yeah, I won't be able to make it 'cause I have to work.
Okay.
But just for future, if they can check with our availability, because,
Yes, if you have any conflictions with that date, email Janie, our HR director. She's the one, I believe, who is setting that up.
You
So,
Yeah, I know they said it was optional if you can make it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully
the
they'll do
majority of
it.
people were all working during that time frame.
yeah.
Not retired people.
Can we
Except the
propose
one-
like last time, the attorney did our Brown Act training after a planning commission meeting? Because people might, since we're already here and we allocated that time, instead like Commissioner Franco said, usually during business hours, it's a bit hard since we have jobs and
Yeah,
work to do.
that would be questions definitely to Janie. I think previously before it was our attorney and she attended these meetings, so it just made sense. This is hosted by Whitmore, Cassidy Whitmore.
Yeah,
So
it's, I think it was just a refresher. Not all of us, but most of us has had it more than once, so. But
Yeah.
I know there's some new members who've never went through it, so. But
That's it?
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
Meeting
thank
adjourned.
you.
Bye.
thank you.